I don't know whether you hear me, but I decided to make one short live about retrograde Mercury. Just I want to be sure that everything is okay and I am live on my channel. I didn't announce this, so maybe nobody will watch it now, but I want to have this video in my YouTube channel because retrograde Mercury is coming. So now I will speak about the retrograde Mercury, which will be from 21st of April till 15th of May. Um, Let me see if I can do that like that. I think it's okay now. Okay. So if anybody is watching, I'm sorry I didn't announce that I'm going to have a live. Just uh, now I'm in a such moment. I'm relocating. I already relocated to Amsterdam again, so I'm in such fuzzy way of living now. Just to show you Amsterdam if you haven't seen it. The canal down is a little bit dirty, but there are a lot of tourists. And I have a special cup. So, okay. So now we're going to start with retrograde Mercury. And if someone is watching, you can ask your question. If you want, you can contact me or write somewhere in the comments, and hopefully if it's a general question I can reply, of course. But if it's more specific, you can check my website www.astrology-coaching.com and you can see the different consultations there. Hello cavemen, I don't know what is this FHTRP, but yeah, let me open my computer so I can see. Okay, I don't like how it looks, but yeah. Okay, if you want, you can check my book Vedic Astrology Easy and Simple. It is in Amazon, and there you can find more information about astrology. But I don't know how. Maybe I have to keep it like this. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can ask them. I will check them here on the big monitor. And we can speak now about astrology. So retrograde Mercury this year, not this year, but now in April, will be from 21st of April till 15th of May, I think. Yes, it is 15th of May. And it will be in Vedic astrology, it will be in the sign, the zodiac sign of Aries. So especially in April and May, the Aries zodiac sign will be very active in your chart. So you can watch my previous video and you will learn more why it will be more active, because the eclipse is there. The Sun, Rahu and Moon eclipse will be there in Aries. Then Jupiter is going in Aries according to Vedic astrology. So before starting with retrograde Mercury, first we need to know what is Mercury. Mercury is the planet, we call it Buddha or the Prince in Vedic astrology, and it is the planet of communication. It is the planet of intelligence, of analytical skills, of mathematicians, of accountants, of astrology. Mercury is the planet of teaching, public publication. Mercury is the planet of all type of communication, media, writing, journalism. This is Mercury. Mercury is the planet of humor and wit type of humor. It is more like prince-like attitude. That's why Mercury is the prince in Vedic astrology. Mercury is the planet of business. Mercury is the planet of education together with Jupiter. Mercury is asexual planet, so it is responsible for bisexual, homosexual people too. Mercury is the planet. You know the story, right? If you don't know the story, check my YouTube video about Mercury, or check my book Vedic Astrology Easy and Simple. Mercury is responsible for traveling, and Mercury rules Virgo and Gemini. So Mercury is responsible for healing too. and all type of analytical skills, all type of writing skills with the hands. This is very important. Skills with your hands. And when what is Aries is the other thing that we have to discuss. Aries is the first zodiac sign. It is the baby. It rules. Mars is the ruling planet. Sun is exalted in Aries. Saturn is debilitated in Aries, and Aries is competition, aggressive. It is related to energy. It is related to anger in some way, in fights, in cuts, in bruises, in technical skills, in mechanical skills. With medicine is related Aries. Aries is related with fights, with combats, with some kind of competition. This is the baby, as I told you. This is the baby of the zodiac signs, and Aries is the sign of related to speed, related to rejuvenation, related to healing in some way, because Ashwini is the nakshatra that is part of Aries, you know. What else? Ego is a very important word for Aries. And Mercury and Aries, and Mercury basically doesn't feel very okay in Aries, because Mars and Mercury, they're enemies. And when they're enemies, they don't get each other. They're from different camps. Mercury, Saturn, and Venus are in one camp, and Mars, Sun, Moon, and Jupiter are in the other camp, planetary camp. So they are not friends. And Mercury, when it goes to Aries, it's more emotional, it's more aggressive. So the communication will become more emotional, more aggressive. Ego will play important part of the communication. So you have to be careful, especially when Mercury goes retrograde in Aries, because you can become more aggressive, more distracted, more egocentric, and this can bring a lot of quarrels, a lot of arguments, and a lot of miscommunication in the area where Aries is in your natal chart. Okay, so whenever Mercury is retrograde, there is chaos in communication, in internet, in media, in traveling, in business, less profits, in the data, in the information. So you have to be careful with the communication. What else? With if you are signing any type of contract or any type of deals, you have to be more careful, and you have to read the small letters in the contracts. Okay, so now we are going to see what are the how retrograde Mercury will be in your what will be the effect of retrograde Mercury according to your ascendant and moon sign. First, of course, you have to know that the effect of retrograde Mercury will be felt much stronger if you are in the dasha of the planet Mercury. And in this way, I always say that in Vedic astrology, dashas are the most important thing. They're the background of everything. If you have a good dasha period, planetary period, this means that you will have you don't have to worry about anything. Of course, if you're in a bad dasha period, then you have to be more careful. So I'm going to put again phone, and now I'm going to see for each ascendant. We're going to start with Aries ascendant and Aries moon sign. Of course, retrograde Mercury will be in your first house. Your first house, of course, the first house is the most important house. I've always said that, and you have to know that for this year, 2023, Aries ascendant and Aries moon sign, this is a really important year for you. So you have to take advantage of all the opportunities you have. Just you have to be careful in this period, 21st, let me see again, 21st of April till 15th of May, when Mercury will be retrograde, because Mercury will be retrograde in your first house. First house is your personality, your life. So don't take important decision at this point. I mean, at this time. Of course, if you take important decisions for your life that will change your life, you have to be more careful and you have to think more about that. Always take another opinion, for example, because you can start communicating with, you can take the wrong decision during this period, okay? For Taurus ascendant and Taurus moon sign, retrograde Mercury will be in your 12th house. So if you want to travel at this point, at this time, you have to be more careful and you have to organize everything before 21st of April, even before that. At least 1 week before that, everything has to be organized if you want to travel. Be careful how you communicate with other people, especially with foreigners. And if you have a foreign business, there can be some issues. For Gemini ascendant and moon sign, retrograde Mercury will be in your 11th house. So you have to be careful with your career, with your colleagues, your professional network circle, with your friends, because there can be some arguments. Don't change your income at this point, at this time. For Cancer ascendant and Cancer moon sign, retrograde Mercury will be in your 10th house. This means your career. It is not the best time to ask for promotions. It is not the best time to change your place of working. And you have to be more careful how you communicate with your boss, with your manager, with the management board too. For Leo ascendant and Leo moon people, your retrograde Mercury will be in your 9th house. 9th house is the house of education, of traveling. So if you want to travel, you have to prepare everything before that. And there can be some issues with your education, or if you have any exams, you have to read and you have to put the effort. And you have to be more careful when you go to the exams, and you have to be careful how you communicate with your father. And don't argue for your beliefs, religion, and so on. For Virgo ascendant people and moon sign, retrograde Mercury will be in your 8th house. 8th house is the house of transformation, death and rebirth, psychology, changes, transformation, as I said, occult, astrology, mysticism, other people's money. So if you work with other people's money, you have to be more careful, because there can be some mistakes, and it is a good time for healing. It is a good time to go to psychologist and try to heal something from the past, okay? From Libra ascendant and moon sign, retrograde Mercury will be in your 7th house. This means that you can meet people from your past, or people that you were in a previous relationship. They come back to your life. For Libra ascendant, Ketu is over your ascendant, and you have to control Ketu. This is very important for all Libra people. Moon and ascendant, you have to control the Ketu. Ketu is over your ascendant, and when Ketu is over ascendant and over the moon sign, you feel more detached from the world. And if you are detached from the world, you will not be able to take advantage of the opportunities you have in this at this moment. So people from the past can appear, and there can be some issues or arguments with your spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend. For Scorpio ascendant and Scorpio moon sign, retrograde Mercury will be in your 6th house. So you have to be careful with your colleagues, with your working routine. What are you saying? If you don't take debts, this is not the best time to go to court because 6th house is ruling the court. Now you have to be careful with your diet. You have to be careful with what you are eating. Don't start new things related to your daily life, because when Mercury goes direct on 15th of May, you change your way of living again. For Sagittarius ascendant and moon sign, retrograde Mercury is in your 5th house. So 5th house is the house of children, love, romance, art. So there can be some arguments with your children, or there can be some people from your past that you have a romantic relationship. They can come back again in your life. For Capricorn ascendant and moon sign, retrograde Mercury is in your 4th house. 4th house is the house of mother, the house of home, lands, cars, vehicles, happiness. So be careful how you communicate with your mother. Don't buy new apartment, don't buy new devices, especially if they're communication devices like laptops and telephones, because there can be some issues. And don't update your laptop too. For Aquarius people, the retrograde Mercury will be in the third house. Third house is related with cousins, neighbors, brothers and sisters in some way, communication. So here you have to be really careful how you communicate with your relatives, how you communicate with your friends. If you have your own business, there can be some issues. And if you want to travel, you have to prepare everything before 21st of April. So for Pisces, Pisces ascendant and Pisces moon sign, retrograde Mercury will be in your second house, the house of money, the house of family resources. So you have to be careful how you spend your money and what you're doing with your savings and how you communicate with your family, because there can be some miscommunication in this field. So when you have you always check these general predictions according to your ascendant and according to your moon sign, because in this way it will and you have to make some mixture between the general prediction from your ascendant and general prediction from your moon sign, and make a mixture and mix all the information, so you know what to expect. Of course, if you cannot make such a mixture of information, you can always book a consultation with me. And I don't know whether you have any questions. Just if someone of you have questions, I'll be happy to answer now. Or if you don't have questions, I just wanted to make this short video about retrograde Mercury, which is coming on 21st of April till 15th of May. So what you have to do, you have to know that your Vedic chart. This is the most important thing. If you know your Vedic chart, then you see where is your Aries sector, in which house in your chart, and then you can predict what, and you will check this video and you know what to expect for this retrograde Mercury. The most interesting part is that retrograde Venus is coming this summer, so it will be interesting. Okay, thank you for watching and see you soon.